We cleaned houses, offices, and windows. And Oscar, who was on the bulletin, the little dog that she's holding in her arms in the front of the bulletin today, Oscar, he guarded the tools in our car.
Here's one of the shirts.
Oh, and this was her shirt. She kept her shirt. And here's little Oscar. He was Oscar. He was our dog for 14 years. And okay. And then we had Killer. This is Killer, the top one. He's the one that I went 5.5 hours from Hanford back to Ceres to get Killer. And he thought I was nuts because he couldn't figure out where we were going. And we came all the way back, and I put him in there, boarded him in there. And this guy had I'd never seen this before. It's a little screw-on nipple looking thing. Screws on a water faucet. The dogs walk up to it, and they push it with their nose, and water runs out.
Yeah.
And I'd never seen that before. And this guy had it in every one of his cages. Kennels, different kennels. And then this one here, this is our current dog. We got Ebony, and Ebony was, she's 8 years. And little Fritz, he's the dog on the right. And his little tummy is his Australian Shepherd. That's his mommy. And then the rest of it, he's a Doberman Pinscher. And then these are things that we did, more things we did. This is Life with Chris. We got senior discount hats. We wore that, and every time you go in the store, they'd read it and they give you a senior discount. And this is her latest doctor, Dr. Alicia Pratt. And she's the one who discovered that her high blood pressure must have been high, because she rushed out of the room and she came back like 5 minutes later and said that Debbie had an appointment with a cardiologist the next day. And it was like 4 in the afternoon, and I said, well, she can't do that because she's working 2 to 10. And the doctor looked at me and she goes, well, if she doesn't do it, she's not going to be working much longer. And I said, that's serious? And she goes, yes, sir, very serious. On the fence here, back when we were living in the trailer, Debbie, she had food there, and little Oscar would climb up the fence, a wire fence to get the piece of food. And he'd climb up 4 feet in the air, and it's the All-American dream catcher. And she told me she was part Oklahoma Indian. That's where the father was from. Rufus was from Oklahoma, I think. And then Algie was from Arkansas, Pocahontas, Arkansas. These are our wedding pictures in the back. There's my family there with Debbie. And then you have her side of the family with her family there. And then we have a wedding album, a little book. And then this was her, yeah, go ahead if you want to do that. Yeah. And then we have our eyeglasses case. And this is one of the hats we bought when we were in Hawaii 1 of 3 times. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we are. We got the pictures of Hawaii over here. And then we had pictures here, and this was supposed to be the family pictures, different things. My side of her, just a mixture of family. She like my youngest brother. He married a Japanese woman. And anyway, go ahead and pan all those. And then we had a thing. I came home from taking Debbie to work one afternoon, and there were sheriff deputies blocking their entrance to the road. The two cars were facing nose to nose, and I couldn't drive by. And I asked one of the officers, I said, what's going on? And he says, we're trying to find an armed felon. And I go, ooh, armed felon, got a gun? And he said, well, it's either that or a knife. Because it turned out this bozo, he'd been out of San Quentin for about 9 days. And he decided that he was going to steal an AT&T truck that had copper in it. Because back then they were stealing copper and selling it in Japan or some foreign country, making a lot of money. And so this guy, he was hiding underneath our house, is what it was. And that's why it says 5300 block. They wouldn't tell him because who it was or anything, because this guy might have had friends in a gang or friends who'd come back and they shoot us when we were sleeping or something. And then this one over here is the Windows of Hawaii. That was the first year we went. And they wouldn't know if we wanted anything to drink, and when I asked them what it cost for a Coke, they said it was like $13.95 or something. And I said, no, that's okay. And I said, you have a menu? And this thing was on a roll, kind of like a butcher's roll. And they unrolled it, and they just ripped it off, and they handed it to me. So I put it in the frame. And this place, it revolved. The top of the building, restaurant, it did a full circle within an hour and a half. It was moving that slow. But it could see pretty much the whole island of Hawaii, because it was the highest building they had out there. Okay, and then we have Debbie's crippling problem. In 2010, she had a double hip replacement. That's what the pink walker's all about. That was one of her colors she liked besides lavender and purple. And the thing in the center, the foam rubber thing, is she had to put that in between her legs when she slept because, and I had the Velcro around her legs because if this thing came undone while she was sleeping and she turned over, they were afraid that stainless steel or titanium rod would come out of the ball joint. So I had to do that every night, and I bought her the pink walker because they were the stupid aluminum ones that didn't work where we lived. And then hers, again, she's into leopards, so she bought herself a leopard cane. And
okay, go ahead.
One of the trips we went to San Francisco, and they had a steamboat wheeler. It was one of our anniversaries, one of 33, and we didn't make it to 34. But anyway, they were selling these in the stores, and Debbie says, "Oh, that's great, Alcatraz, dig, dash, and dive, triathlon." And this is some prisoner who's jumped out of Alcatraz, and he's digging his way out, and now he's dashing across, and now he's in the water with a shark. See, that's what the shark's doing there. Okay, now you can take it all apart, except for those. They asked us to start a Royal Ambassador program. It's like Boy Scouts. Those little boys had little vests, and they had different patches for each activity. And Debbie sewed on, over 4 years, she probably sewed on 200 or 300 of those herself with her sewing machine. Let's see, and then we joined the church, Harvest Presbyterian, and she wants me to continue because we made friends there and we're making friends here, so I told them I would continue. Going to both churches like we did. We went to the 8:30 service here, the contemporary, and over there they have 10:30, which is semi-contemporary. And then Debbie went to 5 different churches over actually 6. I forgot about Orangeburg. 6 separate churches over the 30 years we were married. And then this is her favorite passage in the Bible there. That Psalm is what, 23?
Yeah.
I think what Teresa said.
Yep.
Okay. And then these little cans here, they were collecting money. For every meal you had, you'd put 2 cents in a can. And at the end of the quarter, you'd turn them in and they were paying for...
like homeless food?
Yeah, like homeless food, or one of them was Heifer Project International. Okay, this picture you're looking at, that's the very last thing Debbie saw before she went home to be with Jesus. And if you see it, on the other side of the cross, it's heaven, because you see everything's in gold, and it's all shiny, and the people are on their way to heaven. And then you got the smoke on the right, and that's the other place people don't want to go. One that starts with an H and ends in an L, and or 2 L's, yeah. Okay. Video. I bought her this fancy Dell computer back in July and used it 3 times because I had her working 7 days a week at Del Monte. And they're showing different churches. There's Sam and Wanda. That's Keys Southern Baptist Church.
Okay. Let's go to this one.
This one. And this one here is her final resting place is the one I call this one. And there's a shirt she wore at First B says, "The way, the truth, and the life. Jesus is the life." And then we have Debbie's ashes. And I opened it up and I looked at them and they looked like, if you ever opened up a bag of cement, powdered cement, gray powdered cement, that's what she looks like in there. But I don't believe she's in there. I believe her soul's in heaven. And then Debbie wore this one over here, Jesus or Hell. She wore that one for Valentine's Day. We wore it in one church, and the lady took her by the shoulder and escorted her out and said, "I don't believe in that," which she thought was weird. But she said, "That's, we don't appreciate that. You need to go home or change it off, take it off, basically." And then she got this thing that says, "Sweet dreams from Doctor's Medical Center." And I thought about that one after she passed away. That'd be nice there. And then we have an obituary that my brother Tim did that was better than the one I put in the Modesto Bee. And I guess you can read it. They can read that.
It'll be included on the,
Oh, okay. It'll be included in the DVD. Wait, bring it up closer. And this one says, the family Debbie left behind. And it says, exit through the door on the left. You being a good boy? Huh?
Who's
You
that?
being a good boy.
Who's that? Is that Fritz?
Who's that? It's a Fritzy. It's Fritzy, Debbie's baby. It's my baby. See, he's gonna shake.
Oh,
See,
look
don't
at
say
that.
shake. Ah.
And then who's back here in the back?
That's Ebony.
Hiding.
Ebony's in the back. I don't know if you can see her.
Barely. Well, there you go. I can see you a little bit.
Oh,
They've been very, very patiently waiting out here
Yeah, look.
during this.
They're waiting for the roast beef.
Oh yeah, did
Or
they
turkey
get
or
did they get
chicken.
some leftovers?
No, I was giving him deviled eggs.
Oh,
He'd never seen a deviled egg before. He wasn't sure what it was. Now, let me see. I was going to roll down the window for her so you maybe can get in there. There you go. Ebony's a black lab. That's why you can't see her.
yeah.
Call her name, Debbie.
Kind of dark out here.
Tim.
Hey,
call-
Ebony. Ebony, look over here. Ebony. She's like, what's going on? Can you see? She's smart and ignoring the camera. Well, there she is. Well, anyway, that's the family that Debbie left behind.